Hello. Good afternoon, children. So I think you might have celebrated your Diwali very well, and I think you also might have completed a revision for Unit Test 3. I think all subjects, especially my concern is math subject. So you might have completed revision also, I feel. Anyway, from my side, we will be sending this revision video for you, and I try my level best to cover almost all the topics in a brief manner. So you try to understand and follow these guidelines and prepare well for the exam and attempt all questions, children, and try to get my expectation from you all is 18 and above out of 20, right? So I think you all will not disappoint me in getting these marks, right? Okay, thank you. Let us start. So as far as the syllabus is concerned, chapter 3 trigonometry, 3.2 exercise, 3.3 exercise, miscellaneous exercise also, and chapter 5 complex numbers, exercise 5.1. And here especially exercise 3.3, question number 6 onwards. Question number 6 onwards. 1 to 5 questions were already covered in first term examination. So 3.3 extra 3.2 exercise means question number 6 onwards is there in unit test 3 syllabus. So some questions I will try to revise. So out of these questions, one question let us see. Seventh question number 7. Cosecant minus 1410 degree, 1410 degrees. So if at all, if whenever the angle is given in this way, first of all, you cancel this minus sign. Try to simplify this minus sign first. As we know that cosecant minus theta is minus cosec theta. So this is minus cosecant 1410 degrees. Reason here, since cosec minus theta equal to minus cosec theta. This is what? This is due to this reason, we can write this in this way. Minus. Now, see here, if the angle, given angle is more than 360 degrees, how many complete 360s are there in that angle? You subtract those many complete 360s from this given angle. Then the leftover angle will be equal to this angle only. Because as you know, from x-axis to starting from 0 degrees angle coming in anti-clockwise direction to come back to x-axis, we complete one rotation or revolution. Then we cover 360 degrees angle. Then we can start either the angle, we can continue the angle from 360, 361, 362 so on, or we can restart from 0 degrees also. There are two ways of measuring the angle in this way. So that is how when we continue after 360, then we get the angle in this way after few rotations or revolutions, right? That is the reason how many complete 360s are there in the given angle. Those many complete 360s are to be removed from the given angle, subtracted from the given angle. Then the leftover angle, whatever angle is remained, that angle will be equal to the given angle. This is how we simplify this. So there are three complete 360s. 3 into 360 degrees, 1080 degrees. Subtracting 1080. If we take 4 complete 360s, then 1440, more than this angle. So take complete three complete 360s. So subtracting 3 complete 360s, that is 1080 from this, we get 330 degrees minus cosecant. Again, once again, this 330 degrees can be written in two different ways. One is 270 plus 60 or 360 minus 30. We can follow in any one of the, we can follow any one of the two ways. So I will write it as 360 minus 30 degrees. Now minus this 330 degrees angle belongs to fourth quadrant. I told you many times we have to consider three things to simplify this. First thing is we have to find out first where this angle, where does it lie? To which quadrant it belongs to? That should be found out first. So it belongs to fourth quadrant. And second thing, in fourth quadrant, cosecant is negative or positive, we have to see. That is the second thing you have to remember. And third thing, in the at that angle, that I mean 360, at 360 cosecant ratio remains same or it changes to any other ratio. This is the third thing we have to see. Then automatically you can get the answer. You will get the answer. So in cosecant 360 minus theta means it is minus cosec theta. Why it is so? Because this angle belongs to fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant cosecant is negative, and at 360 cosecant ratio remains same. Any ratio remains same at 180 and 360. So this will be theta means here 30 degrees. So this will be finally minus cosecant 30 degrees. Minus of minus plus cosecant 30 degrees. Cosecant 30 degrees is 2 because sine 30 is known to be 1 by 2. Cosecant 30 is the reciprocal of sine 30. Reciprocal of 1 by 2 is 2 itself. Therefore, cosecant minus 1410 degrees equal to 2. This is how we find or simplify the answer. If this is given for 1 mark, we have to, if it is given in multiple choice, you need not show this working. If it is given in 1 mark question, you have to show this. If it is given in multiple choice type questions, then directly you can put the option right choice. Right, beta? Okay. Then another type. Already I mentioned if the angle is given in terms of radians. Now this angle is given in terms of degrees. If the angle is given in terms of radians, then same procedure to be followed. Same procedure. There is no different procedure. But only the thing is, you have to know that angle to which quadrant it belongs to. Let us see question number 10. Cot minus 15 pi by 4. Cot minus 15 pi by 4. So this is first of all, whether whatever angle is this in degrees, cot minus theta. Cot minus theta is minus cot theta. Minus cot 15 pi by 4 means 45 degrees. Reason, since cot minus theta equal to minus cot theta, because minus theta belongs to fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant only cos theta and its reciprocal secant theta are positive. All other four ratios are negative. That is the reason cot minus theta is equal to minus cot theta. So minus cot pi by 4 is nothing but 45 degrees. So this is 15 into 45, 675 degrees, minus cot 600. No, so here we have to find out this. Cot 675 degrees means completing it, removing one complete 360 from this. We get 315 degrees only. We get only 315 degrees. So this can be written as either 360 minus 45 or 270 plus 45. So in the earlier case, I have mentioned 360 minus. Now here I will write 270 plus 45. You can write in any one of the two ways. It is not compulsory to write only in this way. So minus, now 315 degrees angle belongs to fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, cot ratio is negative. So minus. At 270, cot changes to tan ratio, tan 45. So minus into minus plus, tan 45 value is 1. So finally, cot minus 15 pi by 4 means answer is 1. Sometimes you may be asked to find cot minus 54 minus 15 pi by 4 equal to how much? Cot minus theta is minus cot theta. So minus cot 15 pi by 4. Only this much is the answer. Only this much is the answer. Right, beta? So this is related to exercise 3.2. Then after 3.2 exercise, for exercise 3.3, you have to know all the formulae. All the formulae in the sense for ratios, all the ratios of some angles, difference angles, multiple angles also. Multiple and submultiple angles. Suppose, for example, some angles means x and y are any two angles. Any two angles. Then sin x plus y formula is known to you, cos x plus y formula is known to you. Similarly, sin x minus y is known to you, cos x minus y is known to you. These are the angles of sum and difference of two angles. In the same way, multiple angles means how do you get? Sin 2x, cos 2x, tan 2x, sin 3x, sin 3x, cos 3x, tan 3x. Then what do you mean by submultiple angle? Suppose sin x, sin 2x is known to us. Then from sin 2x, how to find sin x? So this is what submultiple angle. Suppose sin 2x equal to 2 sin x cos x. This is already known to us. If we want to find only sin x, then 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. Only just to remember, I am telling you, you don't misunderstand me that when this 2 comes here and here, don't misunderstand like that. Only just for remembering, when 2 is not here, we have to write 2 under x on right hand side. But this does not mean that, I don't mean to say that this 2 comes here and here. You remember it very well. This is very important to understand. So this 2 does not come here and here under x. When 2 is missing here, then right hand side we have to write 2 under each x, each one of x, right side. But that does not mean that this 2 comes here. Very, very important to remember. Don't misunderstand, right? So this is what sin x formula. Sin x formula. So this x by 2 is a submultiple angle here, right? So this is what, this is how you have to know all the formulae for sum of two angles, difference of two angles, multiple angles, and submultiple angles also. And some more formulae are there. So only few formulae I am discussing because I have to revise some more questions here. Suppose cos x, cos x, cos x formula 2 cos square x by 2 minus 1, or 1 minus 2 sin square x by 2. From this we get two different formulae. Suppose if we consider this, then write this one this side. This implies 1 plus cos x equal to 2 cos square x by 2. This is very important to remember. If you consider these two, by considering these two, we got this. Considering these two, we got, right, cos x that side, 2 sin square x this side. That means 1 minus cos x equal to 2 sin square x by 2. This is also very important. Most frequently, we apply these formulae also. But these are not given directly in your book. From cos x, from cos 2x we get cos x, from cos x we get these formulae. So these are very important to remember. 1 plus cos x equal to 2 cos square x by 2, 1 minus cos x equal to 2 sin square x by 2. Most frequently we come across these formulae. बार बार आते रहता है ये फॉर्मूले, आपको याद रखना होगा, ये बुक में नहीं दिया, इसलिए आपको बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये याद रखने के लिए बेटा, राइट? सो एक्सरसाइज 3.3 1 to 5 questions, 1 to 4 questions you have to put the values, and fifth question find the value of. Fifth question find the value of means, suppose till now you have studied how to find the values of trigonometric ratios at particular angles, at some particular angles in 10th standard. For example, sin 0 degrees is known to you, sin 30 is known to you, sin 45 is known to you, sin 60 is known to you, sin 90 is known to you. Other than these angles, how to find the value of any trigonometric ratio at other than these angles? For example, here tan 15 degrees. Fifth question, second bit. Tan 15 degrees value we have to find out. This can be written in two different ways. Tan 15 degrees can be written as 60 minus 45 degrees, or 45 minus 30 degrees also can be written. So any one of the two ways we can write. So writing in this way, following this, tan x minus y formula is known to us. Tan x minus y equal to tan x minus tan y upon 1 plus tan x tan y, upon 1 plus tan x tan y, right? So using this formula, we can write this as tan 60 degrees minus tan 45 upon 1 plus tan 60 degrees multiplied by tan 45 degrees. So substituting these values, tan 60 degrees is root 3, tan 45 degrees value is 1 upon 1 plus, again tan 60 is root 3 multiplied by 1, we get the same thing. So rationalize this denominator. Multiply this with root 3 minus 1 by root 3 minus 1 and get the answer. Simplify the answer. You will finally get this answer as 2 minus root 3. 2 minus root 3. So squaring this, multiplying numerator separately, root 3 minus 1 whole square upon, this is in the form of a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square, 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So simplifying this, you will get the answer, right? So this is how we can find the value of tan 15 degrees beta. And now again prove the following. Question number 6 onwards, different procedures are there already known to you. We cannot discuss all the questions in this revision class. So I will do one more question for you. So for example, question number 20 I will do. Question number 20. Question number 20. It is sin x minus sin 3x. Prove that only. Prove that sin x minus sin 3x upon sin square x minus cos square x equal to 2 sin x. This is what we have to prove. Right, beta? Let us take LHS. You have to know all the formulae very well. And here there is no alternative at all. If you don't know the formula, you cannot do any particular question. So knowing the formula is very important. You have to remember the formula is very well. Then only you can answer these questions. Otherwise, there is no question at all. You cannot answer the question at all if you don't remember the formula. So remembering the formula is very important. For that, you have to learn the formula very well. So many formulae are there. You have to learn and remember them. No other alternative, right? So taking LHS, sin x minus sin 3x upon sin square x minus cos square x. So for this here, we need the formula to apply here, sin x minus sin y. I'll write the formula here first. Sin x minus sin y equal to 2 cos x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2. This formula we have to apply here for the numerator. For the denominator, I will tell you another formula. In the next step, I will write. So taking x equal to x and y equal to 3x using this formula, what do we get? 2 cos x plus y by 2. X plus 3x by 2 sin x minus y by 2. X minus y is 3x by 2 whole divided by. Take minus common in this. Minus of cos square x minus sin square x. If you take minus common. Right, beta? Now see here 2 cos 4x by 2, that is 2x, and sin minus 2x by 2, sin minus x whole divided by minus. Now this is the formula for something. So can you say? Okay, I'll see. Let me say cos square x minus sin square x is the formula of cos 2x. Cos 2x equal to cos square x minus sin square x. So here I'll tell you one more thing. For cos 2x there are 4 formulae totally. So one formula in only cos, that is 2 cos square x minus 1. Another formula is only in sin, 1 minus 2 sin square x. And another formula in both sin and cos, like this, cos square x minus sin square x. And one more formula in tan, 1 minus tan square x by upon 1 plus tan square x. So now here we need this. So in place of this, substituting cos 2x minus cos 2x. So cos 2x gets cancelled here. And see here sin minus theta. Sin minus theta is minus sin theta. So minus 2 sin x upon this minus 1. So minus minus gets cancelled. We get 2 sin x. This is what RHS. So this is how we can prove this question, this type of questions. So if you don't know these formulae, this formula, we cannot write anything. We cannot do anything. So for answering these questions, you have to know the formula very well, undoubtedly. If you don't know the formula, you cannot answer these questions at all, right? So remaining all questions are almost like this only, and then miscellaneous exercise also in this way only you have to do. Miscellaneous exercise, I'll do one question. See question number 4, miscellaneous exercise. It is also very simple question. Question number 4, cos x minus cos y whole square. Prove that cos x minus cos y whole square plus, not plus, plus only, sin x minus sin y whole square equal to 4 sin square x minus y by 2. 4 sin square x minus y by 2. So taking LHS, cos x minus cos y whole square plus sin x minus sin y whole square. So once again, this is in the form of a minus b whole square. So squaring this, we get, no, before expanding the square, you change this difference into product. This is what transformations. We know transformations formulae. Sum to product, difference to product. Similarly, product to sum, product to difference. So here we have to change this from difference to product. We know the formula for cos x minus cos y. It is minus 2 sin x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2 whole square plus here sin x minus sin y, just now we have applied. It is 2 cos x plus y by 2. 2 cos x plus y by 2 sin x minus y by 2 whole square as it is. Now find the square. Minus 2 square is 4. Sin x plus y by 2 whole square is sin square x plus y by 2. Sin x minus y by 2 whole square is sin square x minus y by 2. Plus here also 2 square is 4 cos square x plus y by 2 sin square x minus y by 2. And now if you observe in both the terms, 4 sin square x minus y by 2 is common. Taking out common, taking it out common, 4 sin square x minus y by 2 inside the bracket, here we get sin square x plus y by 2 plus here in the second term we get cos square x plus y by 2. So this value is known to be 1. This is known to be 1. This value. So 4 sin square x minus y by 2 into 1. It is 4 sin square x minus y by 2. Because here why this is equal to 1, we know that sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. That is how this value is known to be 1. So this is what RHS. That is what RHS. Right, beta? So this is how we have to prove this type of questions. So this is what related to trigonometry. Then after trigonometry, chapter 5, complex numbers. This is a new topic to you. You are learning this complex numbers this year only. So already known to you complex number. Suppose x and y are two real numbers. X and y are two real numbers. Then any number which is expressed in the form of x plus iy is denoted by z. This belongs to set of complex numbers. This C stands for set of complex numbers. Like R stands for set of real numbers, C stands for set of complex numbers. So this number is said to be complex number and it is denoted by Z. Here where I is, where I equal to root minus 1 or I square equal to minus 1. Here I is known to be imaginary number. This value is not known to anyone. anyone in the universe. This root minus 1 is denoted by I. Why only by I? Because this number is an imaginary number. And the first letter of this word imaginary is I. That is the reason we use this letter I. And sometimes this will be also called as iota. Iota. So this is how I equal to root minus 1 or I square equal to minus 1. So x plus iy is the standard form of a complex number. X plus iy is the standard form of a complex number, right? And complex numbers may normally be denoted by z, and which belong to set of complex numbers. So here power of I. How to find out power of I? Suppose I power 7 is there. I power 7. We write this as I power 6 multiplied by I. I power 6 can be written as I square whole cube multiplied by I. I square value is known to be minus 1. So minus 1 whole cube multiplied by I. So minus 1 whole cube is minus 1 multiplied by I. It is minus I. And I power any number you can find out in this way. I power any number can be found out. I power 149, let us suppose. This can be written as I power 148 multiplied by I. This I power 148 can be written as I square whole power 74. To a power m whole to the power n is a to the power mn. That is how 2 into 74 is 148 multiplied by I. Here I square value is minus 1 whole power 74 multiplied by I. Here minus 1 whole power 74 is an even number. When you multiply minus 1 even number of times, we get positive value. That is plus I. So I power 149 is always equal to I only. Right, beta? So this is how we can find out I power anything. Similarly, if I power negative number, let us find out. I power some negative number. Suppose I power minus 29. This, first of all, you write it as 1 by I power 29. So 1 by I power 29 can be written as I power 28 multiplied by I. Multiplied by I. So this 1 by I power 28 can be written as I square whole power 14 multiplied by I. Here multiply with I by I. That means we are rational. We are let us not say rationalization. We want to write I in the numerator, not in the denominator. So to cancel this I in the denominator, we have to multiply this I with one more I. That is the reason we have to multiply the numerator also, right? So I upon numerator denominator I square value minus 1 whole power 14 multiplied by I square I into I. So this is I upon I minus 1 whole power 14 is an even number. So we get plus 1 multiplied by I square value is minus 1. So this is finally minus I. This is how we find I power negative number also. In this way we can find out, right? Now, so we can write the given complex numbers always in the standard form, that is a plus ib form, if they are given in any other form also using algebraic identities. In 8th standard we have studied algebraic identities: a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, a plus b whole cube, a minus b whole cube, a square minus b square equal to a plus b into a minus b. All these 5 identities are also applicable in complex numbers also. Suppose simplify or express 1 plus I whole cube in x plus iy form, x plus iy or a plus ib form. So 1 plus I whole cube, let us find 1 plus I whole cube equal to, using a plus b whole cube expansion, a plus b whole cube formula, a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square, or this can also be written as a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b plus 3ab into a plus b. So using that formula, 1 cube is 1 only plus I cube plus 3a square b. 3 into a square is 1 square into b is I plus 3ab square. 3a is 1, b square is I whole square. So the 1 cube is 1 plus I cube. I square into I plus 3 into 1 square is 3 multiplied by I. 3I. Here plus 3I square. 1 plus I square value minus 1 multiplied by I plus 3I plus 3 into I square value minus 1. So this is 1 minus I plus 3I. This is minus 3. So 1 minus 3 is real part. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. This is minus I plus 3I plus 2I. So this is what A plus IB form. Minus 2 plus I into 2. A plus IB form or X plus IB form. This is how we can reduce any complex number to standard form. A plus IB, A plus IB or A minus IB form. Right, beta? And here I forgot to tell you, here in in X plus IY, complex number, if you suppose this is Z. So this X is real part of Z and this Y is imaginary part of Z. So real part of Z is written as REZ. This is real part of Z. This is X. Then IM Z. Imaginary part of Z. This is imaginary part of Z. This is nothing but Y. So this is what related to complex numbers. 5.1 exercise. Nothing more. So I think I'm clear to you all. You don't find any kind of difficulty in preparing. Revise thoroughly and try to answer all the questions and try to attempt all the questions, and we expect maximum marks from you all. Out of 20, minimum from my side 15 minimum. 15 and above should be scored by each and every student of the class, both science and commerce students, right? So I'll see you all after the exam is over again. How you will write the exam, how you will, how you are getting, you will score the marks in your exam after attempting the exam, right? Thank you very much, and all the best for your coming unit test 3 exams beta. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.